Hello, beautiful. Ooh, this is moving around here. Okay, so I just wanted to come in here and do an impromptu live stream. I had a really powerful day today, you guys, and I'm going to be totally transparent with you. It's like a horrible thing, but it's actually a beautiful thing. And yeah, so I'm going to share with you exactly what transpired, and I want to welcome you guys who are coming in here. Please write your names and comments where you're from. I'm going to be checking the chat. But really, like, I had to let you guys into my world in a more raw way today because the magic that's been unfolding, hello, Kate, mwah. The magic that's been unfolding has been so powerful. So I titled this video, How to Align with Abundance or something like that, because there is an alignment. Like, we can all come into alignment, and there are certain ways to do so that I don't think is spoken of often, especially in our world today. Actually, I think a lot of personal development tips and things that we do actually can pull us out of alignment. I am so happy you are here live, Fanny, that this time works for you. Hello, Niti. Oh, I love that you're here. This is your first time live. Debbie, it's so good to meet you from cold Alberta. Oh my God, I can't imagine how cold it is there right now. I love this. Like, welcome, write in your comments before I dive in here, just knowing who's here. Niti, I'm sending you a huge embrace. Just seeing you on the Leonard Jacobson video the other day, I was like, oh my goodness, you're so beautiful. So, okay, here's the thing. I've been bawling my eyes out for like 2 hours today. Christina, oh my goodness, this is too good. And I know I'm smiling as I say this because it was one of the most powerful things, but I want to share with you from a recent video I made called What is My Purpose, or How Do I Find My Purpose? Something like this. I want to share with you something that I offered in that video and how it's actually affecting my life. Grab some tea, like really make yourself comfortable, because I'm going to do this in more of a chat style and be very honest with you guys about my life, okay? In hopes that it inspires you and empowers you, and we get to connect on an even deeper level than we normally do. This video isn't so thought through. This is more me sharing with you something really powerful and just trusting the impulse to share. There's a reason behind it. Thank you. So in that video, how do I find my purpose, or what is my purpose? I shared with you guys that actually when we're looking for our purpose, it's not always logical. And actually the illogical elements, it's so good to meet you here. Okay, I'm gonna pause on the comments for now and I'll come back to them. But in that video I was sharing with you, which a lot of people don't share, and it's important that we know this, that our deeper calling, our real calling, is actually, if you're looking to uncover your calling, there's magic that takes place. So every morning I was waking up, and I started doing it again 4 days ago, and magic has happened. For 21 days, I woke up and I just opened my computer and I sat in meditation. I played a piece of music that was super powerful for me. And as soon as I tapped into the music, like the muse would hit me, and it wasn't coming from my head. I was just like writing. But it wasn't normal writing for me. It was poetry, like poetry that's not my typical voice. Like, I'm not even entirely sure where it's coming from. And so a few days ago, I started this process again, and I started opening up first thing in the morning, meditating, putting on the same piece of music, and as soon as the muse hits, writing. And a couple days ago, I noticed that when I reread some of what I had written in the past, there was deep, profound calling inside of my heart that had to do with planting trees and making an impact in our environment, and how can I can't handle seeing like what's happening on our planet. Like, there's so much global warming and everything, and it's so obvious that there's a major problem and nobody's really doing anything about it, right? So I, out of nowhere, got this impulse to email somebody who's a hero of mine, and her name is Claire, and she runs something called Tree Sisters, who I'm a donator of, and blah, blah, blah. And I reached out to her, and she's an unbelievable, powerful woman who's planting millions of trees, 2 million trees every year, has a plan to plant 1 billion trees, and she's extraordinary. It's, yeah, I definitely will. And by the way, if you guys want to check her out, it's treesisters.org. And she has a massive global following, and she's massive. She's incredible. I mean, she's implementing huge change. She's incredibly inspiring. And I decided from this place of inspiration to just email her and say, hey, like, I want to give back in a bigger way. I had no idea where it was coming from, but it was just, can we talk? And she actually opened up her calendar for me, and that's what happened today. We sat today under my favorite tree on Skype, her and her assistant, and I had this big vision of what I was going to share and how I was going to make this big impact for Tree Sisters, and I had it all logically in my head. And as soon as I sat with this powerful woman, she looked at me. Oh, I do? Thank you for letting me know. Better? Thank you, thank you. So as soon as she let me know if it's better, and if not, I'll just unplug the mic. So as soon as she shared with me as soon as I sat down to start sharing my powerful vision, she looked at me and she said, stop. I want to meditate. Let's just take a 2-minute, 3-minute meditation and let the silence hold you. And as soon as we closed our eyes and I opened up into the meditation, I started grieving like the most intense tears, you guys, like tears, like shaking, crying so hard. And instead of holding it back like I normally would with someone I don't know very well, the root of our creativity is our grief. The root, oh, is it really? Okay, tell me if this, you guys, does that help a little bit if I take out the mic and just speak directly? So she said the root of our grief is creativity. The root of our grief is creativity. The root of our creativity is grief. And in this space, really long story short, an incredible grief opened up. And she held for me a space that allowed a deeper dream to come forward. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because there's a really deep dream inside of you as well, right? But when we come from our minds, when we come from what we think we know, we'll never actually align with the abundance and the power that we're here to create. So in this space, I got to tap into my deeper calling, and underneath the tears, she was right, was a vast creativity. And she actually extended an opportunity, and out of nowhere, we came up with this idea. One of my, oh, you guys, why is it cutting out? That's such a bummer. Okay, I don't know what to say about that. Is everyone experiencing it cutting out? Let me know. Okay, it's good now. Okay, so as I'm in this space with her, grieving, trusting, letting go, pushing aside logic and everything I think I know, and coming into the power of grief, the power of what I was feeling, all of a sudden, she got this hit in hearing me share. And she said, suspenseful. Okay, so I like that it's working somehow. The lag is somehow positive. Better with a mic. Okay, all right, you guys. You know what? I really... Technology. How is that? So as she was listening to me grieve, she opened up and she said, I've got it. What would it be like for us to create an event together? And I'm like you guys picture your like one of your biggest idols, someone you look up to so deeply, who you're just, you know, honor with all of your heart, suddenly says, will you collaborate with me? And she said, how about we collaborate and we create a one-day retreat, a free retreat in person in Los Angeles for our community. And we welcome in as many people as possible to come into this space. And we started popping with all these ideas. And to make a long story short, from this profound space of just writing poetry in the morning, which made no sense, which then opened up a dream of mine, which then led me to take action and email this person I admire deeply. We're now collaborating on an event. And by the way, for those of you in LA, I am welcoming you into the space to LA for a one-day totally free retreat with us. And we're creating something that is big and massive and beautiful. And finally, the little me that had this big dream of making a beneficial difference in our world can now make the beneficial difference. Like, it seemed too big. Yeah, I mean, there's so much here. So how do you create? I'm using this as an example to say, how do you align with abundance? So right now in your life, there's likely something that's you may not even be aware of, but there's some dream inside of you that wants to come through you. It's one of your passions. And it may seem too big or overwhelming, or how can I do it, or who am I to do it, etc. But there are actually, you are beautiful too, thank you. There are people who want to collaborate with you in this thing, but we have to align with abundance. We have to find our alignment. How do we find that alignment? How do we find that alignment? So what I've done over the last few months, which is I think why so much is happening in my world, so many incredible things, which I'll be sharing with you. Collaborations I never imagined possible, people who are just profound in my world, saying yes and wanting to collaborate with me, not just Claire, but other people you'll be finding out about in the next 2 weeks. Make sure you're on my newsletter at veronicacresto.com to find out about that. And what I did over the last few weeks is I actually closed up, and this is how you align with abundance. I closed up. Really? Jeez. Okay, just gonna pull it out. Pull out the mic, people. We're gonna project. Pull you guys closer. Let me know how that is. In the last few months, what I've been doing, and maybe this will serve you, is that I've said no to, I've looked at very closely and carefully the things, hi Tiffany, the things that have been a drain on my energy. And I'm going to be very blunt about this. There have been people, there have been situations, hi Jordan, there have been experiences that have been very draining on my energy, and I've taken a hard look at what has not been working in my life. And I have created a massive no to those things. And I've just very clearly started putting up very clear boundaries around myself and my work, and saying no to the things. So what are the things that are draining you? And you know who and what is draining you when you feel exhausted in the presence of another, or when you're in the process of creating something with somebody, or you are, doing a certain thing and you're drained. For me, it's responding to emails or doing anything that's detail oriented, like my brain shuts down and I feel exhausted. So I've found ways to migrate out of that and use, so what are the things that drain you? Who are the people that drain you? And actually choose to say no. The golden no is a massive yes to what you are here to create. The second way to align with abundance, gulp, is to be brave in your self-care practice. So for example, every week, or not every week, once a month, and I'm in the middle of it right now, my flex time, I do not schedule any clients or anything for 1 week out of my month. In the past, that would have seemed crazy and impossible financially. Like, how do I just stop working for a week every month? How do I just work 3 months out of the month? Like, that seems impossible. And I will tell you, since I've implemented this and have given everything, have really committed to it, more abundance has poured into my life, more creative solutions, more people I want to be collaborating with, more opportunities, more joy, more fulfillment. So what is your next level of self-care? What is your next level of self-care in your life? You guys, is it really still lagging? Seriously? What in the world? Just type in the comments what's happening. Is it the sound? Is it the visual? Like, what's going on? I just wish I could welcome you guys into my office right now or outside, and we could sit and chat in person, which is actually possible if you guys are in LA. Before I continue with aligning with abundance, mark down, well, go make sure you're subscribed to, oh, okay, good. Thank you, Niti. Make sure you're subscribed to veronicacresto.com and on my newsletter so that I can invite you to our LA retreat. It's going to be totally free. It's going to be incredibly powerful ceremony. Ooh, okay, okay, cool. So just to recap here, like, how do you align with abundance? The first is to say no to the things that you just want to say no to. You got to get honest. I'm going to tell you as a coach, for example, for those of you who are facilitators or coaches, sometimes that means saying no to a client who is not doing the work, to a client who is not fully engaged, to people in the community who may be bad-mouthing you or being toxic in some way. You know, there's certain things. So instead of always being nice and always being kind, when people are harsh or off or limited, or they're not putting their all into, they're not seeing the opportunity that you're giving them, for example, that's a perfect place to say, you know, be kind and say, I'm no longer available, and close that up. I'll tell you, I had an experience with this last year. As soon as I did that, all of my energy returned. Like, I was very drained towards the end of the year, and all my energy returned. Yes, yeah, totally. And the second thing is to, and yeah, it's being brave with it, because some people are going to get triggered by this. Hi, Marcy. Some people are going to get triggered by this and take it personally, and it's not personal at all. As a facilitator, if somebody, for example, is not showing up, it's really important to realize you, me, we are not saviors. The only person you can save is yourself. And by filling up your cup and running at high frequency and being at your highest level, highest capacity of well-being, that is literally how we serve. That's how we give. So that's really important. And then the second thing is to ask yourself, what is my self-care practice? Like, how can I take my self-care practice to the next level? How can I take my self-care practice to the next level? Thank you guys for the feedback. So what is it in your life? Tulum, totally, Jordan. I can't believe we just missed each other there. Yeah, so for me last year, it was going to Tulum, which was amazing, and flex time. So it may not be 1 week out of the month for you that you take off like I do. You might, you know, work up to that. But is it 1 day a week that you're fully off grid? Is it stopping the computer at 6 or 7 p.m. and really honoring your self-care practice? So it's making an agreement with yourself and then abiding by that agreement. Because if you don't abide by that agreement, that's another puncture wound in your energy field that doesn't allow abundance to flow, because the cup that you're holding is punctured. Do you get it? So abundance, to make sure that you're overflowing, we got to make sure that your frequency, your container is able to hold the high frequency that you're creating and cultivating. And then the third thing I want to say is that meditation is something I really don't talk about enough. I do speak of shine time, but I will say, if you want to radically shift your life, as an experiment for the next 21 days, start your morning with meditation. Start your morning outside in nature, or even sitting up in bed before you get out of bed, and maybe even if it's 5 minutes, focus on your breath. And we'll complete here with self to your body. The biggest drain of abundance, of energy, of frequency, of life force, you're so welcome, is overthinking. Overthinking. And actually, if we are too engaged with all the outer activity and with other people, we can start to link up with their busy minds, spins our minds out, unless we take a soul shower every single day, ideally morning and night. And that's really about cutting cords and clearing your mind so that you can come into meditation and be present with your physical body. The reason the mind goes into such a spin is not only because we tend to pick that up from the collective unconscious, but also because our bodies are hungry for our love and attention. Our emotions, when they're not expressed, like I was bawling on this call today hysterically crying, you guys, with this incredible woman who held the space for me. Underneath that grief, which I didn't even know was in me, was a collaboration that is going to be so powerful on March 10th with this incredible woman and leader and pioneer that I can't even believe that this came from grief. And again, I'll say she quoted, "Whoo, the root of our creativity is our grief. Have you been holding on to your tears?" And in meditation, that's the beauty of it. In silence, the grief will flow, and then the mind might kick in and say, "Oh my God," and start thinking about something to avoid the pain. But the pain and feeling the pain that we as humans inevitably feel is actually where the joy sprouts from, right? So is there something you've been afraid to feel? And so if you're open to it, if you're calling in radical abundance in your life, I encourage you to take on, number one, saying no to what you don't want, which is a big yes to what you do. Number two, ensuring that your self-care practice is at an optimal level. And number three, embrace a meditation practice, whatever that looks like for you. If you have to douse your whole body in essential oils to like come to your senses literally, or hold gorgeous crystals, like put them all over your body, or lay on the earth, or whatever it is that's going to snap you into your physical experience rather than all the thinking, do it for 21 days. And set a clock, an alarm, at least 20 minutes. And as soon as you want to get up, or you want to pick up your phone, or you think you forgot something, write it down and you can get to it later. Come back to your meditation. Because right when you want to get up, beyond that is the breakthrough into who you are, who you truly are, what really wants to be created through you, and the abundance that you're here to live. So, oh my God, you guys, I love you so freaking much. And there is so much powerful change happening on this video. You're welcome. You're so welcome. There's so much powerful change happening, and what's inside of you is ready. Like, our world is ready and ripe to receive what you're here to share with our beautiful world. So I would love if you would let me know in the comments what you need from me. How can I serve you? What is present for you? What is your deepest question? What are the obstacles that you're facing when you meditate, or when you go to say no to something you don't want to do, or when you try to up your self-care practice? Share it with me. I'm choosing to show up in a much bigger way this year with and for you guys, and for this beautiful community. And I love you, and I'm so grateful that you are here with me, that you, just knowing some of you, and some of you watching silently right now, there's no mistake in this connection that we have. There's no mistake. And as I sat with this incredible woman today, she showed me what's possible, that the mission she's on is blending with my mission, and together a much bigger impact can be made when we come together. So please be more visible, share, comment, let me know what you're up to. Like this video if you got something from it, and know that I love you guys with all my heart. 21 days of meditation. Let me know what happens, what comes of it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me see what comments are going on here. If there's anything else. Oh my goodness. Yes. You're welcome. You are so welcome. Awesome. I just want to sit here with you guys. Same here with saying no to what drains me and prioritizing peace. I just did a video on it myself. Check out Earth Consciousness's channel. Clearly is doing awesome videos. Where's the rest of your comment? Emotional has been family, but I already am feeling such incredible and at peace. So beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right, you guys, I am just sending you, there are a lot of comments here. Hi, Jacqueline. Can you make affirmation cards using this concept? Ooh, say more on that, Emily. I would love to know. Ooh, okay, I think I see what you're saying. Affirmation, oh my God, okay, yes. And the first affirmation that comes to mind is, The world benefits from my well-being. The more I take care of myself, the better I feel. I can't wait. I can't cry. Ooh, I can't cry, and I block my feelings, very scared to feel. I am going to do this 21-day meditation for sure. Yeah, beautiful. And I really appreciate you sharing that. And I would say, is it okay that you can't cry right now? Is it all right that there's some resistance to feeling? And are you open to feeling the resistance without resisting the resistance? Are you open to feeling the resistance without resisting it? And let's just complete here with a few breaths, knowing and trusting